Okay, so we have Mr. Kevin Hart. He has had to step down for hosting 2019 Oscars this year. Now we know the Oscars is very biased. I mean, this is like pretty much white owned, and we're really what I don't like about the Oscars that for the most part, I mean, these movies they get nominated for Academy Awards and be very successful and win are movies that's to me that's mediocre. Like for instance, like The Revenant. I didn't really care for that movie, and no disrespect to Leonardo DiCaprio. I love his acting in Inception, The Shutter Island, but I just feel like in this was terrible and it was boring, it was long, and I had a lot of disrespect for the Oscars when Nate Parker, who directed The Birth of a Nation. I mean, he did a movie with Nat Turner, man, and Nat Turner's biography. He acted in it, directed it, wrote it. It was extremely a blessing, man, and it's something that the I won't say the black community needs, but at least it was good to at least have some type of black documentaries and history, and it was a little bit entertaining and emotional, all of that. But it was really cool and just hearing about this whole Kevin Hart situation, man. I'm not a huge Kevin Hart fan. I mean, I used to like him when he was coming back in 2009 or the mid 2000s, and he had the show on tour, Seriously Funny. And this dude is very talented. I mean, he made movies like Night School. He was in Central Intelligence, many other movies, man. Jumanji, and going back, they was digging up his 2011 tweets, and I'm seeing President Obama was in office then, so yeah, the LBGQT community was very rising. They was rising in political power because they were the ones who helped funded his campaign, and so they had some type of rights. And in this particular time, they still doing this to this day. If you do not marry a gay couple, you will have to suffer some severe consequences. And Kevin Hart, I just think that this maybe he has to come back to reality at this moment because I remember back in Saturday Night Live, he was dressing up as a woman and just for jokes. And I'm like, you got Martin Lawrence, you had people like Adam Sandler, they was dressing up as a woman just to get views, and Tyler Perry was pretty much doing the same thing as well. And I just think that a man should not be wearing women's garments, and you posting that, you being saying, hey, you can still be masculine if you wear women's garments, and which is completely out of order. And I just think that this is a huge world order to pretty much just confuse the minds of young people, man. You got people that really look up to Kevin Hart, and you have to negate your values and your morals as a man in order to be funny and to have a successful career, man. At the end of the day, Hollywood is very wicked, and I just think that, man, this is very petty. According to Benjamin Lee, who was the editor of The Guardian, they said that, well, if I catch my son coming home, he playing with my daughter's dollhouse, I'm gonna come there and break the dollhouse over his head and tell him that, hey, that's gay. Stop doing it. And I think that's funny, man. That's hilarious. A lot of comedians say insensitive jokes, man. But hey, I mean, I can see he said this back in 2016, 2017, 2018. But I mean, he said it's back in 2010, 2011. They knew this was a long dream of his to host the Oscars. Me, personally, I don't really care for the Oscars. I never have. It's nothing good for the black people, even though they took that symbol from the Ptah back in 2400 BC. And, it's meaningless. It's worthless. It doesn't mean anything. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, an Oscar is just whatever. It's just a symbol. It doesn't really, I feel like it doesn't really just highlights your work ethic. And then until you got people in Hollywood, they don't even really act in the movies. They have computer digital. I mean, they do other projects, and they just have the director somehow. They have like these computers and act like they were there for the whole entire scene. I mean, it's just really a huge mass deception, and I just think that, man, this is really an attack on masculinity. I can't even pronounce the word but masculinity, man. Just it's this whole huge feminine energy at this moment, and it's really an attack on men, especially black men. And we practice humanism here in America, and it's a mass deception. And like I said, I'm not homophobic. I don't hate gay people, but I won't do what they do. But I'm still going true to the word of God when it says that all the idolaters, the murderers, the homosexuals. I mean, all these things would not inherit to the kingdom of God. And I just think we have to really prepare for ourselves spiritually. As to Kevin Hart, I don't know how deep he is into Hollywood. He's doing all these movies, but they still look at you as a black man, as a man that you're out of character. I mean, they could have easily brought this up. I mean, it said in 2010, 2011, since you want to host something that's white owned, it can pretty much damage his career. He always been in some trouble with having sex with multiple women, going on in Hollywood, going into drugs. I'm doing a lot of these things, man. But he still had opportunities to act in movies. And Kevin Hart came from a long way, man. Just a decent family, but he wanted to be very successful and pursue comedy. And I respect his hard work ethic with that, man. I mean, it takes a lot, man, to act and you put your passion out there, and just going to the Breakfast Club and just encouraging other individuals, man, to get into the entertainment industry. So I'm not going to take that away from him. I think he's very extremely talented, but you don't want to lose your way while you in the industry. And I just think that with this is a huge statement. You got people like Harvey Weinstein still making movies, still have his company, and he's still out here making movies. Clint Eastwood having sex with Holly Berry. I mean, it's just after the sets and stuff like that, and he's still making movies. You still got Charlie Sheen still walking around the streets, even though he was announced he had AIDS, right? But he's still having unprotected sex with women. I mean, all these things, man. You if you really want to get technical, man. I mean, he is not the he's this is really up. This is petty. To me, this is very petty. I mean, people say all kinds of stuff, man, growing up. And, this is his career. This is what he want to do. And this is why I think what Cat Williams was, when he said Illuminati or the people in the high ups in Hollywood was messing with him. And he was had this little meltdown, and he had said like a lot of subliminal things, like that he would be in a meeting, they would take him to these parties, and they would smoke crack and cocaine right in front of him. I mean, Hollywood is very wicked. It always has been. It's really nothing good for our people, I believe. I think you have to start your own entertainment industry. You see how they did with Bill Cosby when he bought NBC, man, and start his own black network and had his own positive show. But now his image is tarnished. But the price that you have to pay when you sign your name on that blood, man, and that dotted line. And we're promising man to gain the whole world, but yet lose his soul. I just think right here, this is very petty for here on Kevin Hart's. I guess his tweet. I mean, I don't think it was really that of a joke, but now it's like I said, we on the rise. So the LGBTQT community is trying to start their own community in Georgia right now, just all full of gay people. And this is I think this is a statement, man, they trying to make, man. But I think this is crazy. This is terrible. I hope for the most part, he was still getting to some more movies. I don't think they should cut off his revenue. But at the same time, man, when you deep into it, it's like you're a slave. You can't really say what you want to say. You can't do what you want to do. It's really not your money. They get a big percentage. And I think this is why a lot of celebrities commit suicide. And just go somewhere else or just go off the grid, man. But just practicing playing righteousness, man. I was reading a book of Proverbs. I think I just got a notification that a righteous man keeps a man uptight, and the wickedness overthrows the sinner. And that's the thing with Kevin Hart. Maybe, he just had to do some reflection, man, and maybe withdraw himself from the entertainment industry. I don't know. But this is a down for masculinity, and it's not a cool thing. I don't think, man. This is really crazy. It's petty. But hey, I just think this is not only just as big just for him hosting the Grammys, but the Oscars, but it's gonna really pretty much eliminate, I think, his future projects. And this is something that this need to be discussed. But this is they had to really dig deep. 2010, 2011, I think this was all set up, man. Just get some type of fake drama and controversy. This is what they strive upon. But I think this is really crazy, man. So you guys tell me what you guys think, man, on in the comment section. You like, comment, subscribe, and share. But this right here is very petty. Kevin Hart, hey, man, you just probably have to just stay under the weather, man. Seriously, just just stay low, man, for real. But they trying to tarnish your career, I think, and all the things that you're doing, just negating your values and all this stuff, man. You say you never put on the dress, but you put on the dress. I mean, hey, and they still slap you in the face. It goes to show you they never cared about you. But that's all I gotta say, man. You like, comment, subscribe. I'm out. Deuces.